lived larger than life itself. So I decided to channel Mr. Furman from high school English class, and using descriptors came to mind. So let's start with the word friendship. My friendship actually began with Karen before high school, but it was certainly strengthened during those 4 years. 1976 graduating class, Stairway to Heaven, and Ooga Chugga, Ooga Chugga. Well, you see, friendship isn't a big thing. It's a million little things. GAA, outdoor theaters, somehow we would just pack the people in the back up in the trunk. Football games, crashing weddings, sorry if it was one of yours. Float burnings, TPing, and of course, rides in that infamous Pinto. Karen was gregarious. Simply stated, she was really a blast to be around. Karen was the bird, our felt gun mascot. She wore that paper mache creation, I don't know, was it fiberglass? I don't know, with spirit and pride. Maroon was her color. It was during those high school experiences that a strong friendship was built between a group of friends, the juniors and the seniors. It was a friendship that stood the test of time. Actually, 2 of those friends were there earlier in the day that Karen passed, a testimony of our love for Karen. Another word to describe Karen, independent. Karen moved out of her family home shortly after high school, incredible, and purchased a mobile home. She was pleased, but we were thrilled because the shenanigans continued and we had a place to join her. We loved to exchange Christmas gifts. I'm not sure she ever appreciated that manicure set. Do you remember Karen's nails? She really didn't have them. Chewed down to her knuckles. Yeah, she wasn't thrilled with that. So she began work at Beauty View and then jockey, without a college degree, indeed. She really was a self-made professional, so incredibly talented. 2 words to describe Karen. Animal lover. Karen loved her animals. She seemed to always have a cat or a dog, or plural. They were her companions, the noise in the house, the ones to greet her when she walked in the door. She rescued them, she loved them, and they really loved her back. So her latest animal, or pet, of course, was Charlie, Chuck. Charlie was somewhat out of step throughout Karen's illness. Di shared a story with me. The Tuesday before Karen passed, they had a busy day. It was a tiring day. Di got Karen home. Karen decided, I really want a boost. Can you give me a boost, Di? Di took it out of the refrigerator. Boost is one of those protein shakes. Di took it out of the refrigerator, shook it, opened it, handed it to Karen. Karen, not knowing it was opened, shook it, landed all over Charlie and all over the floor. Charlie promptly started licking up the floor and got a boost bath to boot. So it had not been an easy day, as I said. However, the simple sight of her dog Charlie's milk bath caused Karen to laugh. After the trying day they had, laughter was the best medicine for Karen. It offered just a slice of encouragement to get through another day. More on Charlie later. Her love for animals, however, didn't stop with dogs. A friend from Jockey posted this on her tribute page, and I quote, I remember several times Karen came to work late because she had to stop on the road to walk a cow home. If you're here, I want to talk to you later. Another word to describe Karen. Adventurous. Karen was always asking, where we're going? We're turning 60, where we're going? Yeah, but when's the next trip? We went to Chicago several times. We went to New York. We went to the Bahamas. Her mobility was often compromised, but she really did make the best of it. She always seemed to sit in the front seat next to the taxi driver and became fast friends with each one of them. Someone could always speak whatever language they were speaking. And once in Chicago, somehow she chose to sleep on the ledge next to the window. That was funny, but she forever after that said, I like to live on the ledge. You know, in Chicago once, we all kind of had a simple makeover. Well, Karen needed a little bit of extra pampering that weekend, so we paid for a complete makeover. And she just cried with gratitude, and we were just thrilled that they used waterproof mascara. Next word, relational. You know, I really have several people in my life that are gifted at making me feel like I'm their best friend. Well, the strange thing is, everybody feels that way too. Well, Karen was my best friend. But you know, she was so skilled at that craft. She just really cared about people. Going out in public with Karen was a lengthy event because it meant stopping to visit with this person and then that person and then that person. Well, some people are good at making friends. Karen was really good at keeping them. She had so many friends, and you know, she would do almost anything for you. She seemed to find that situation where she was most needed. Friend Karen shared with me how she would sit with her parents when they were ill, or bring a walking stick to her friend and say, you know, just give this a try, and worked with him until he got it right, and said, you need to order one of those on Amazon. You know, she had a friend, Mike, with a medical issue who needed a phone reminder twice a day, noon and 2 a.m. to take his meds. Karen took on that daily responsibility. Actually, when we were in New York on a boat cruise, admiring the Statue of Liberty, everyone was admiring it, but Karen, who was finding a seat behind us, making that phone call to her friend Mike. During the COVID season, her employment transferred to a Brookside Care Center. One of her roles at this facility was interacting with various residents. Karen was a natural. She was a magnet. She sat with them and listened as they shared stories. Her care and big heart brought them tremendous joy. She cared deeply and was a faithful friend to many. Yeah, that was our Karen. It's amazing just being over in the church hall, and you know, it's so good to see you. So many people said, I would miss it. I would miss it. That was Karen. She just really had such an impact on people's lives. More words to describe Karen. Optimistic warrior. Almost a year ago, Karen called us with the diagnosis of her cancer. Well, as friends, of course, we were devastated. The year truly turned into a privilege as we were able to journey with her, taking her to appointments or running errands. Karen taught us how to live while she was dying. She remained forever optimistic. She fought her battle of pancreatic cancer with unwavering courage. She confidently stated that even though she knew it was in God's hands, she didn't plan on going anywhere. Her goal was to beat it, and she would do anything doctors suggested to help medically fight that cancer. She never complained regarding her course of treatment, rather saying, I'm not ready for an expiration date. Her faith was strong. She knew God was the ultimate healer. She had a trust in God and leaned into Him with her strength throughout that battle. All right. A word to describe Karen: intentional. While at her appointments, it was never about Karen, but about being intentional with the others around her with genuine love and concern. She was gifted at looking outside of her own current situation and recognizing the needs of others. Lou told me at the time on the way to treatment she went to stop at McDonald's to grab a Coke and some coffee for the people working behind the desk. As she was sitting in the waiting room, she was never idle. She'd always find someone to talk to compare stories or encourage, or how many more treatments do you have? She just connected so much, of course. I took her to the treatment several weeks before she passed. She had a long talk with one of the nurses, not about her own cancer, but about the nurse's son's cancer. Karen was empathetic and encouraging and listening to her story. When the nurse shared that her son's name was Chad, oh my, it quickly moved into a deeper level of friendship. So after meeting with that nurse, we moved to the area where she had her fluids that day. There was a sweet sweet technician there who had beautiful teeth. So Karen noticed the sweet technician's teeth and told her how beautiful they were, asking her if she paid for that beauty. That was Karen, always caring, always making someone feel good in her positive mindset and empathy. She was always looking for an opportunity to brighten somebody's day. Okay, word to describe Karen. We're going to say mother. I know this is a friend's eulogy, but I also had the privilege of talking to Chris and Chad, and they each asked me to include a memory about their mom as well. Karen was so proud of you too. She just loved you so much. So, Chris shared a story that really talked about Karen's true colors, who she truly was. I loved when Carissa shared this story. So when Carissa was in 5th grade, the family took a trip to Disney. The day was great. They went to the 4D experience, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. If you've been there, you know, at one point, the floors, something opens up and all the mice go scurrying across the floor. Well, yeah, I had no idea Karen hated mice. And this independent, strong woman, Karen started kicking and screaming, and actually put Chad in a chokehold as a result of her terror. The couple in front of them literally stood up and left early because of the scene Karen was making. Well, Chad was traumatized and was certain the mice would again show up at the House of Presidents exhibit. No, they're not here, they're not here. Chad's memory. About a month ago, Karen was able to get away several days to her sister Darla's home. Karen really did muster up her strength to attend. Most of the family was there. It was a bittersweet time with laughter and tears. One of those treasures in life that kindly offers when wanting to make lasting memories. Chad and Karen were sitting next to one another on the sofa watching the Brewers. Karen remarked to Chad how tired she was and didn't know how much longer she could fight. Chad's response, well, Mom, this isn't an option because you're going to dance at my wedding. Tears were shared, mom and son moment, tender and true. The only time I witnessed Karen cry was when she shared this interaction with me at a later date. And so, Karen fought hard. But on August 5th, Karen grew tired and God decided that her battle was complete. I'm reminded of the verse in Exodus 33:14. My presence will go with you and I will give you rest. And it was peaceful. Chad, Carissa, Darla at her side, and Charlie. Charlie nestled himself under her arm. After she passed, the adults left the room, and it took Charlie some time to leave. He wanted to continue their goodbye. So many stories, guys, that you have that I don't. We're just going to miss Karen. She was a wonderful coach, mother, aunt, sister, friend, employee. So many things that you know that I don't. She was just one of a kind. She really was. Big feelings. I just always enjoyed my time with Karen. Karen came into our lives, laughed with us, cried with us, traveled with us, made us feel special, and then she left way too soon. We really thought we would have her longer. Maybe that was her purpose here, to have a positive impact on all of us by leaving us better than how she found us. I believe we learn things through a loved one's death. We recognize that our time truly on this earth is fragile. To make the most of it every day and remember what is important. What will I do in my grief? Hug someone tighter, laugh louder, point out the worth in others, just be nice. Karen would have liked that.